Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Now, it's been an interesting week no matter where it is that you've been fishing, but I think the big story on the Columbia and the Willamette has been grass, making things very difficult no matter where you are. It's been, and it's a tide thing. We'll show you some of the river levels, of course. Those big vertical tides really pull a lot of grass off. Again, it doesn't matter if you're chasing sockeye in any area of the Columbia below Bonneville in particular, or even on the Willamette. If you're down at the head of the channel, it doesn't seem to be horrible, but still not great. But then closer to the mouth by the deadline, which, by the way, was giving not myself personally, but was told to share. I was going to say that I got a warning, but a warning for everyone else. That deadline down at the mouth of the Willamette is pretty distinctive, and they are watching. So pay attention if you're down there. Don't be going across that deadline fishing with rods in the water. You got a good chance to either get photographed or get visited. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's no sense in getting yourself in trouble to catch a fish, okay? You can pretty easily see that line there, so just pay attention to that when you get out there. But anyway, fish counts, let's take a look at those. Biggest story there is going to be the sockeye numbers. Everyone is very interested. It doesn't matter if you're down here where I'm at or if you're all the way up in eastern Washington. Lots of eyes on what's going on at Bonneville when you're talking about sockeye. But you can see, though, as the updates have been coming in, the other few days behind on the Willamette, I mentioned it last week, when we had that rain, a little bit colder water in the system, changes that smell a little bit. The numbers at the falls at Oregon City really went up quickly. They went from a couple hundred a day to 600-700 pretty fast. And you're going to start seeing that number there start to climb. It's just kind of weird how the whole thing has been the last, decade. Now that you think about it. But taking a look at the counts going over Bonneville at 1438 overall, you know, we're ahead of schedule as opposed to last year, which is not a bad thing. A little bit of discussion about the meetings that they're intending on having this upcoming week. I think it's either Monday or Tuesday. Who knows what's going to happen for us when you're talking about Chinook below Bonneville. But a lot of folks over there on the east side are very interested in what's going to happen there. Shad, of course, starting to wind down, totally normal. 3,200,000. God, I'd love to see that for Chinook. Wouldn't that be cool? But sockeye numbers, really good bounce there on the 25th, and then progressively started to go back down. Yesterday was only 8,500 for 93,000 total so far over Bonneville. And you can see the catch rate on the Columbia below Bonneville actually get pretty interesting, at least as opposed to what it was. It went from very few sockeye getting caught no matter where people were targeting them to decent catch rates, which was obviously, you can see that the fish started to show up. So let's just hope that that continues so that they can get to the east side for that incredible fishery that they have for them. But you can see on that 10-year average, pretty nice little bounce. People were getting excited pretty quickly, and then reality set in. So who knows? You can see that there will be some bounces. There is some thought on why this is. Just a couple, 3-4 years ago when we had all that hot water that really did a number on the sockeye, that could very well be the cause to that. I'm no biologist, but it is certainly something to consider. Don't forget CCA, they have a kids picnic that's coming up. And, I went too fast. Sorry. We'll get to that in a second. Here are the river levels. This is one of the reasons why you're seeing so much grass right now, let alone the temperature being around 70 degrees. The grass starts to grow. You get tides that start being very vertical like that on that turn, especially now. You're going to start seeing more grass throughout that morning. But, you know, again, that's this time of year. And then on the Columbia as well, some of the reports that I got from this week were unfishable. Some guys were going out and they were fishing for a short period of time and then just pulled it and left because they just could not fish. It can be very, very frustrating. Although the advice that I would give there, if you do move around, you can find spots that are less grassy. Might not be the optimum location, but it is sometimes a way that you can get around it. Of course, at Bonneville, very much normal. They're not dumping a whole bunch of water right now. Now, CCA. Take a look at this. They've got their 4th annual summer fun for the kids, for the fish, I should say, with the kids. It's Saturday, July 26th, and certainly something you can go out and have some fun. CCA puts on a lot of these events each year, so hopefully you're able to make that. And one of the things that we're always concerned with is having enough scent procure. We are lucky enough that they do a giveaway each week. Send Jason at Procure an email, and you might have that chance to win that prize pack from Procure. And you're going to need it going into the Buoy 10 Fishery. I can't believe we're saying that already. It's a month away before the Buoy 10 Fishery kicks off. Let's check in, though, with Peyton Major and find out what this weather's doing this week. It looks quite a bit different than this past week.
Yeah, and you're probably wondering, wait a second, why is it raining behind you, Peyton? Okay, promise, most of us seeing some blue skies, but Seaside is one of those areas that's been under a really low cloud deck, so some stray drizzle there, about 58 degrees. So today, hour by hour, we are expecting to actually get up into the 70s, warming up this afternoon. I think upper 70s, definitely possible for many locations. A northwest wind, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Close clouds are gradually clearing the areas that still have clouds this morning, likely in northwestern Oregon. Again, kind of hence that seaside drizzle we just saw, but also into southwestern Washington, including Longview, and also into Astoria as well. And then partly cloudy conditions out to the eastern side of the state, looking really nice again by this evening. So our jet stream is peaking overhead as we go through the weekend and early into Monday. I do think our warmest day will still be Monday. And then we have a little bit of a dip here, and that will likely kind of cool us down for those first few days of July. So here's our 7-day forecast. We have that 78-degree day, like I mentioned, for this afternoon, and then jumping 10 degrees for tomorrow. Our warmest 3-day stretch is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Not quite record-breaking or extreme, but definitely a lot warmer than our weather the last 3 days. A little sprinkle chance into Thursday. That's our coolest day in the mid-70s. And an early look at 4th of July. It looks dry and actually right on track for where we should be for that day, 78 degrees. We do have some more nights as well. Oh, and I want to mention 62 for those lows. That's right on the warmer side, so definitely make sure you got your AC going if you have a portable one.
You know, I like that forecast. One day in the 90s, that's fine, and things start to wind down a little bit. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Thanks, Peyton. We appreciate that. Now, one of the things as outdoors people we forget a lot is we have a lot of options out there. State parks being one of them. Check out this package we put together for you. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm here at one of our many state parks here in the state of Oregon. A lot of options. Today, though, we're here at Shampooey State Park, which is just a little bit south of Wilsonville, about 7 miles or so south of there. If you've never been here to Shampooey, there's a lot of options, and that's the greatest part about the Oregon State Park system that we have here. So many options of different locations around the state. All of them have their own little thing that seem to be a little bit more popular than others, let alone river access, great hiking, great biking options. All those sources are very easily found on OregonStateParks.org. Here at Shampooey, though, it seems like one of the #1 draws, especially this time of year in summer, is disc golf. If you're already into disc golf, you probably well know about it. If you haven't heard of it before, you learned it here. With over 600 acres that you can utilize, a lot of that's wrapped up in disc golf. So come out, have some fun, enjoy yourself with the family and friends. Maybe you'll find yourself a tradition for you and your family. Again, you're not going to know about any of this stuff if you don't do a little research and find out which Oregon State Park might be the perfect one for you, or for that matter, just explore the state. Go to different ones, maybe go to all of them. Just depends on what it is that you want to accomplish. Now, I got to explore a little bit because I want to go down to the river and see what it might look like, because it says on one of the boards here that you can actually do a little bit of fishing too if you want to. So come along. Over 600 acres here at the Shampooey State Park, from yurts, RVs. You can also set up your own camps if you want to come out and hang out. Make sure, though, that you contact the state parks and the particular state park that you want to go camp at so that you can either reserve your locations or just make sure that you have access. But tons of great options. Again, no matter where you're watching this in Oregon, they're everywhere, and they're access for all of us. They're available for you to use anytime that you want, supported by the Oregon State Lottery, and of course the state parks want you to come down and just see what they have to offer. Okay, so I've had a chance to explore a little bit here at Shampooey State Park, and I know I've already mentioned it, it's just a little bit south of Wilsonville, and you can't find spots like this if you don't come to the state parks and do a little bit of exploring. We found locations that you can rent for parties, get-togethers with different family members, whatever it might be. Great opportunities to come down and hang out by the river. Lots of really fun trails that you can hike up and down, and areas in this particular park just to bring your dogs. If you want to bring them out and do some training, run them, get some exercise, get them out of the house, whatever it might be, Champoeg State Park's got everything for you. And again, it's just one of those places that if you don't research it, or if you just don't know, the Oregon State Park can accommodate just about anything that you're going to want to do in the outdoors. So look them up, make sure you take advantage of it. And if you're one of those folks that likes to play the lottery, you help fund all this.